What it do, what it do. All right, so happy Venus Day. Yes, happy Venus Day, everybody. Welcome to Ghetto Fairy Friday. Yeah. All right, I hope y'all enjoy this one. This one, we're gonna have a little fun here, okay? A little sacred fun. So, um, it's a little hard to see the table because I'm trying to get it overhead so you guys can, excuse me, see everything. Trying to fit my bowl up here as best as possible. What is so strange before we even get into the reading itself? What is so crazy is that um I've never seen a fruit like with this particular fruit that is with no hardly no seeds in it. So when I cracked it open, I was like, very weird, but I'm already getting a message with this. So before we get into the live, y'all, how is everybody doing? Go ahead and drop some fairies in the chat. Let me know that you guys are here. Show some love. Don't forget to like, share. Um, yeah, it's a papaya, but it's weird because it has hardly no seeds in it, which is really weird. Let me know that you guys are on here. Tawanda, I see you. Thank you. So we're gonna do a fruit divination reading. We're also going to do a Yoni reading. We're going to talk about the power of the Yoni, manifesting, sacred healing, and all of that. So, this is one of those lives here that, I mean, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun, of course, as always, but, we're going to come with the sacred topics. It's cool to have a little kiki and a little fun, like, but we're not doing no nonsense type of energy. So, you know, you guys can be entertained in a healthy way. It doesn't always got to be about, some low vibrational ish. I know it is. Hardly no seeds. Hey, Breyonna. Yeah, drop some fairies in the chat. Let me know that y'all heard. Yeah, it's really weird how this did not, because I cut it open, like the fruit itself barely had any seeds in it, which I'm not used to that. Like anytime I've seen a papaya, usually it's full of seeds. Like, so I don't know, but that was kind of weird. So I chose a papaya like last time when I did like a fruit divination for like the Yoni. I used a papaya last time and I felt guided to do it again. So um papayas are actually very sacred, a sacred fruit. So we're calling in our pleasure and our healing, things like that. I did pull a card from the Oshun Oracle Collective, just like an overall energy. I'll get into that in a second. So to make sure we have everybody here with us. Get some engagement. Like I said, we're talking about something that is sacred, okay? We're not talking about no nonsense. Hey Kyla, make sure you guys like this video, maybe share it with someone. I don't know if you guys ever saw fruit divination before, but this isn't my first merry-go-round with that. So if you guys watch my other videos where I've done fruit divination before, so thank you. I appreciate that, Kyla. Hey, happy Fire Day, everybody. Happy Venus Day. So, the yoni isn't just like a physical space, but it's also a spiritual, energetic gateway. Okay, it's a portal, very powerful. So when you manifest with your yoni, which we're going to kind of dig into that, you're calling in your desires from a place of your divine feminine embodiment. You know, your sensuous power and your creative alignment. Okay, so we're not doing it from a place of lack or hustle, but from a place of wholeness and our pleasure. Hey, Kay, how are you? LT, hey. How are y'all? Happy Venus Day. So, yeah. All right. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the fruit divination, just what I see, just a little overview of that. And then we'll pull some cards as well. I'm glad you guys like the setup. I almost don't want to touch it. I want to leave it alone. I just don't want to do anything to it. It's like, can I just leave it like this? Because I'm going to have to make space for my cards. I was going to just leave the fruit up here and then, just work the cards around it. But I'm like, I got candles and shit up here. We can't have no fire hazard shit going on over here. Okay, we can't do that. Last thing we need. Oh, interesting. My birthday time on the clock. Let's get it. That's a sign. Let's go. So, like I said, when I cut this papaya, it hardly had any seeds in it. Like this is the most that it had, and then the other side had just about same amount of it. This is a good sign to me. If I look at this as like the state of like your flow, I'm not a healthcare physician, so you guys please, take this quote unquote as entertainment purposes only. But if I was to look at this from a physical perspective, I feel like your yoni health is quite good. There might be some energies that you're clearing out. For um, some of you guys could be ovulating. Some of you guys might have recently had, you guys had some relations. Y'all had some adult relations recently. If you guys have had unprotected adult relations, um, there's some sort of clearing, like an energy of cleansing. Your wound is cleansing itself. Maybe intentionally, like you guys have done some yoni stings and something with intentions or prayers around your yoni. Some of you guys may have been sending love to your yoni. Some of you guys could have went to a practitioner that does some sort of Reiki healing, and maybe like that particular area of your body was a focus. It might have been blocked in the past. Some of you guys could be um maybe feeling a bit more sensual at this time, a little adult spicy energy going on, because I did channel a message, I think it was last week, last Friday, maybe, where I was picking up like a lot of the energy, maybe like very, you know, adult intense, desire there, maybe a desire for closeness, pleasure, maybe even a creative energy or outlet. So that's a good sign that your yoni is in good health. Um, there, excuse me, there could be like you're slowly starting to feel like yourself again. Maybe you might be looking forward to more um like creative things. Maybe you feel like your creative juices are flowing. If like in the past you couldn't think your way through something, or if you're a creative person, maybe you felt kind of blocked in this area, not a lot of movement. This up here up in the crevices, I'm like trying to discern what that means. This is not for everybody, but I see like if some of you already have kids, like let's say you have two kids already, you may have two more. Um, so in total, you're meant to have four kids in this life. That's not for everyone, but that might be somebody's message. Um, if you only have one, maybe you're meant to have two. Or if you have one already, you're going to have three more for some of you, or you're meant to have two. I do see some twin pregnancies too. That's not for everybody. Um, there is something with the number four, the number two, maybe even the number five. You could be birthing some changes in your career, um, especially like a creative solution, or if you are a creative person, just in general. Um, hmm. You've cleared out a lot. It's like there was some things that were, some of you guys could have had like again, I'm not a healthcare physician, so take this with a grain of salt, but some of you guys could have had fibroids in the past that you knew of, that you were actively like on top of, going to the doctor about, and that I'm getting since then, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you've had it like 3 years, 4 years, five, something like that. it's a clearing. Like I see that you cleared a lot, and then for some of you, like if this was like celibacy, that you're on the journey of celibacy or the journey of abstinence, um, you haven't been physically intimate with anyone. Let's say for some of you, 2 years. I want to say at the least maybe 2 to 5 years. You guys have been celibate, maybe even longer than 5 years. You've done a lot of clearing of like energies and soul ties, those people's energy in your portal, in your yoni space. Like you've cleared out a lot. So I'm gonna ask spirit. I'm gonna use the sacred cycles oracle deck just to see like what's the state of your yoni, and then we'll get into the actual read. But I just want to clarify, what's the state of the collective yoni of those who are meant to receive this message. Okay, so 3 cards. You have the red tent, you have the dark moon, and the maiden. Okay, so number 39, number 8, and number 22. Maybe those numbers mean something to you, but um, your rest, because if you've been feeling, some of you guys may be feeling like tired, or you guys have been resting. That's a part of the clearing process, and it's like teaching you to honor your feelings, your emotions, your yoni. If you pay attention to your yoni, like sometimes like one of the ways that we pay attention to our yoni is like during our menstrual, um like, whether it's the timing of it, how long, the duration of the menstrual, the colors, maybe if there's discharges and things like that. You know what I mean? Like that's usually the time we pay attention. But I feel like your yoni speaks always to you, and speaks maybe in ways not just in the physical body, but like your own emotional, like if you feel creatively blocked, or you feel tired and drained, if you feel like you want to be held, you feel like you want to be close to someone, or you're feeling passion in that area. It's a deeper language. It's not just what it appears to be on the surface. So like, again, going back to the whole, adult passion desires, um that could be a desire for closeness, or a signal of something creatively wanting to be birthed out of you, or that love or divine union is close. Like it can mean many different things, but it depends on you and where you're at with your journey, which is why spirit wants you to discern. This red tent card is giving me like a community, you connecting with like-minded energies, divine feminine energies. um there could be some sort of like spiritual circle that helps to, maybe it does focus on the yoni, but it can also just represent like you're healing something with your nervous system. um if you're having like your menstrual around the same time as a particular another woman, there could be like a connectivity to that person at this time, something with your connection that you need to pay attention to. Definitely prioritize your rest. Spirit may be giving you a lot of prophetic dreams. That serpent, it seems to be, it's like slithering, like its tongue is touching this woman's forehead or her third eye, and the tail is coming, like it's connected to her mouth, to her lips. So this makes me think of like prophecy and truth, maybe during your dreams. Okay, I want to read the meanings of these cards real quick. I'm gonna put these up here for a second. Let me see. Before I forget, the Oshun card we got was number 17, Oshun of self destruction, self sabotage, destructive patterns, and caution. I feel like this is an energy that you guys have been working through, like distorted visions of yourself, like you've been working on that energy for sure. Hey, Rosie, how are you? All right, so let's start with number 8 because that's the lesser number, and we'll work our way up. And then we'll do the actual reading. But I just wanted to check in on the state of the yoni right here. What we got? So the dark moon says, I am a creator being. The dark moon opens up the opportunity to explore a blank slate somewhere in your life. Within the darkness of the void, there is a fertile ground for a seed to be planted. So, what seed do you hope to plant right now? Before the moon can begin to grow anew, before an oak can sprout from an acorn, You must call forward the vision of each of these in their fullest expression. Now is a time for dreaming, a time to tap into your highest potential. Whether this is through your favorite divinational practices, journaling, making a vision board, or meditating, your channel is open to receive the insights that will inspire this next phase of your growth. As you dream, vision, and dance your way towards defining what the next sacred cycle may look like for you, know that the space you are now in holds the most vibrant and exuberant version of your most sorry, I'm mixing words together. Sorry, exuberant version of your wishes. Let your imagination and hopefulness run wild here, knowing there is nothing to fear in the darkness. So, your journal prompt is, where in my life am I ready to start anew? Okay. I think we're still in the Capricorn full moon. Um, I think so. I think we're still in that residue of it. So like this would be a good time to like journal some things, like definitely when it comes to how you wish to move forward, what you're willing to, to drop, let go of that maybe blocking you, maybe over perfectionism, overworking yourself. So, number 22 with the maiden, it says, I let my inner child light the way. A youthful vibrancy defines the maiden's phase in cycle in your life, an embodiment of delight found in endless exploration. There is an opportunity for new beginnings. At this point in the journey, this infusion of energy works to re-enchant you with what is most present and needing your attention. It is a time of rediscovery and growth, like a child at play with the world, and the maiden archetype is alive within you and ready to guide you with a pure heart and bright eyes. To expand this fresh energy, all you need to do is listen to your inner child who is making you come out and play, make a game out of life wherever possible so that your creative energy may flow unimpeded once again. Your journal prompting is, what does my inner child need most at this time? It's a good question. The inner child keeps us on our feet, keeps us grounded, but at the same time keeps us light in heart and open and in flow. So the red tent card, this is the chapter of ritual. So it says, I create sacred space for myself. A red tent is an ancient ritual space deeply rooted in traditional cultures, respect and reverence for the human body and its connection to the earth rhythms, also called moon lodges or minstrel huts. These structures all offered a retreat for those experiencing their cycle. Ugh, damn, I can't type or can't type. I can't talk right now. Experiencing their cycle bleed, creating a place for rest, a pause from daily obligations, and an opportunity to connect with others in the community. These spaces are slowly reemerging in modern culture, but can also be created at home or with a small group in your community. This is a call for you to create a sacred space for yourself in whatever way would most serve your needs at the time or at this time. Whether for your own menstruation or haven for some personal reflection, crafting a safe place for your prosperity is a gift to your overall well being. This can be as simple as a designated chair you settle yourself upon to drop into more magical mindsets. It could also be a whole room designed to cultivate your self care exploration, a space that you invite others into to honor the sacred time. This is your opportunity to declare the ways you'll be stepping back to reflect upon your life and nurture yourself while connecting with others who can support you. And then the journal prompt is, what would my ideal red tent space look like? Red tent. What would your red tent space look like and feel like? So this could be like, for you, where's your safe haven? Sometimes it's people's bedrooms, that's their safe haven, or there might be like a room, there might be a room that you go to, or a space maybe that you drive to or walk to, but like in your own comfort, in your own space. This could be you finding a community of people that are like minded, like a safe, I don't know, like a sisterhood circle type of space that you can connect with people maybe during certain cycles. Now, this might be really specific because it kind of piggybacks off of what I was getting. To pay attention to connections that you have with women, like when you guys are on the cycle at the same time. There might be something there as far as like closeness, resonance, a mirror that's being held up to both, like both of you showing a mirror of something towards each other. There's an intense healing around this, but I feel like it might be an actual circle. I don't know if this even exists, but this is just what I'm picking up. Where there might be like a sacred circle that you run into, or it could be an event or something that centers around people that have menstrual cycles maybe at the same time, or like, or maybe circles for people that are ovulating or menstruating during different phases of the moon or something like that. It could be like that, literal, that specific. I don't know. It sounds kind of crazy a little bit, but that's what I'm picking up. All right, so that's our fruit divination. I don't see nothing else. If y'all see something interesting that I don't see in this fruit, let me know what you see, what you picking up. Don't be shy. Do y'all see anything other than what I've picked up so far? Because to me, this looks like a pretty healthy yoni. Um, some of y'all might be TMI, but some of y'all might need to be a little more softer when you like care for your, like, so for instance, like when you're washing yourself, like don't scrub it all hard and shit like that. Maybe use certain oils or something like around it, you know. There's something about being softer and kinder to it physically if you are, you know, uh having adult intimacies, like, you know, if your partner is typically rough, or if it's some like, treat it like it's sacred for real. I do get like spirit saying use some sort of oil. This feels, it feels kind of like it has like a tingle type of vibe, like not mint or so. I don't know. Maybe it is mint. I don't know if that's. It could even be like a tea or a steam where it tingles, like it has some type of minty type of effect to it. I know they have like feminine products that have that type of cool sensation. Like, I don't know what this herb is or this oil I'm picking up on, but be kinder to it. Some of y'all stuff might be a little dry or irritated, and it could be due to like rough and, you know, intimacies, or you guys when you're washing it, you're a little rough with it. So like treat it. I'm getting like not massage it in a, in, you know, in that sense. Like we're not self pleasure massage, but like be kinder to it as you're like tending to it. Like I'm getting somebody getting out of the shower or the bath or something, and then that particular area, like rubbing some sort of oil on it, around it, and like, but softly and intentionally and lovingly. Um, yeah, that's what I'm getting. I don't see anything else, but if y'all do, let me know. I almost don't want to move it. I just want to, I want to leave this whole shebang as it is. Okay. Thank you, Rosie. I will add you to the Venus on the Block reads. So yes, the Venus on the Block reads will be at the end of the live. If anybody's interested, Venus on the Block is $22. There's 9 different readings for you to choose from. Okay. Um, all the information is in the description if you're interested. So let's get into the voice of the Yoni reading. Maybe we'll pick up a little bit more guidance. 23:42 is the timestamp. Okay. All right. I'm going to use, I think I'm gonna use this. Brand recommendations. I don't know. There's a local place that I get. Let me show y'all real quick. They have a website, by the way. It's called Rainbow Bliss. Let me find it. Um, yep, I still have it. Okay. I have two for you. This bottle is kind of ashy. Both of them are ashy, but I went to Doll's Kill like a couple years ago, and I came across this feminine spray for, it's called Fresh Cookie Mist by Sweet Cookie Jar. Feminine spray for sensitive cookies, and it's a mist. Okay, you can spray it on the outers, never in the inners. Okay, then it says to pat dry. This has rose water, aloe vera, witch hazel, and lavender essential oils in it. Still a little bit left. I more so use this one. I'm more familiar with this, but it's Rainbow Bliss Botanicals. You can find it online, the Female Balance Mist. And this has different oils and it has bergamot, has frankincense, grapefruit, sage, Egyptian chamomile, distilled water. I love this one. This is one of my favorite. Honey pot's another good one, and that's not an oil, but it's more of a mist or a spray. Um, Honey pot has some good stuff, some good sprays too. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to use it all the time, like any like extra stuff on your young. You don't want to do that. But real simple, one of the best oils you could ever use is coconut oil. Honestly, coconut oil, if nothing else, like you don't got to be all expensive and go out of your way. Get you some coconut oil, honey, and just rub it down there around it. That's really all you need. That's one of the best things. And it's good for you. It's like for antibacterial, like it's good for your mouth. Like you can do mouthwashes with it. You can brush your teeth with it. It's good for your armpits and stuff like that. Like coconut, I use it on my face, sometimes in my hair, my body. Like, yeah. But I can't really recommend you like specific oils if I haven't used it. So I'm not gonna recommend something that I don't use or don't know about. But yeah. All right. So let's get into the reading, shall we? Let's do it. I think I'm gonna use the Love Goddess Tarot because I was gonna use like this little Goddess Tarot deck, but I don't know. I have my buffet of buffet table of cards because sometimes I don't be knowing what decks I want to use. I just like pull all them bitches out that I feel led to. I'm like, we're gonna use this one or we're gonna use that one. I'm gonna change the timestamp. Let me see. 2706. Okay. All right. So let's get into the reading. Okay. All right, Divine Mother, Divine Ancestors. I've already sprayed. I did spray some rue and some hyssop spray in the mist, but I've already cleared the energies in the space before I started. Usually I pray with you guys on the lives and on the readings, but it's already a sacred space here, so we're just gonna hop right in. Gonna jump right into it. All right, so we're just gonna tap into your Yoni's energy, the wound of your wisdom, your sensuous truth, anything around your divine feminine or creative energy. So this is just here to assist you with trusting yourself, your intuition, your healing, what you're manifesting, all that good stuff. Okay. So what is your Yoni holding as of right now? Any energy stored, emotional residue? Ooh, okay. I would drop a card. We have, ooh, I love this. We have the Seas of Love, which is the Two of Love, which is the Two of Cups with these dolphins. And this kind of does look like why can't I talk? This kind of does look like a yoni a little bit, like it's a portal. Like even the waterfall kind of mirrors that, and the way that these dolphins are formations. So this is Venus in Cancer energy. So some of you guys could literally be a Venus in Cancer. Okay. So this is an energy of love. So what is your energy holding? Like your yoni space, your portal holding is holding love. Okay. It may be calling in love, more loving energy. um I'm noticing the lily pads or the lotus. I think these are lotuses. So this can also represent like an awakening of love, or that awakening for closeness, companionship, connectivity, communicating more with love. Okay. All right. Okay. That's beautiful. Let's see what else. Compassion. Yeah. Compassion, number three of C's, three of cups. I love dragons. So you guys could have dragon spirits. So you guys resonate with the animal totem of dragons, these mystical divine creatures, and this is Mercury in Cancer. So yeah, you might be communicating and speaking more so from a place of love, compassion, maybe wanting someone that, people that speak to you in a nurturing, loving way, not to coddle you, but in a sense, like you might need more kindness in your life. If you're used to a lot of arguments and aggravation or hostility around you or people, it's like you crave or you desire to connect with people like this. And there's like a wish around this, like maybe you guys wish for this. With these dragon spirits, it makes me think of like some sort of wish or some sort of command that you're asking spirit, like send this to me or connect me with someone or people who are like this. You guys might be seeking out more of a community. Okay, let's see what your Yoni wants you to release, though. What does your Yoni want you to release? What is it that your Yoni wants you to release? Y'all notice I ain't moved this mug. I'm like, I want to work around it. I just love it too much to move it. I just want to keep it here. I'm just going to keep it. Okay, we're going to work around it. What does your Yoni want you to release? Depletion. You got a lot of water cards. You got the seeds of depletion. Look at my poor babies. They out here hurt. I don't want to say, but they're unalived probably because of the state of the ocean. Um, this is Pisces energy. I think it's Saturn in Pisces, I think, the Eight of Cups. But what your Yoni wants you to release is this energy of the emotional depletion, giving too much of your energy away in dusty waters, maybe maybe in environments where people don't kind of hold the same love and energy. Look at all these damn cards that came out. Look at all this. Look at all this. So I'm gonna hold on to these. We're gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on to those. Your spiritual team is saying like your energy, like you might be trying to connect or love people or in spaces where people just don't have the capacity to hold your energy, lovingly hold it, protect it, um, excuse me, exchange with you in a healthy manner. It's like if you're trying to be this huge ball of love, like these whales, these dolphins, like you got all this loving energy, you playful, you lighthearted, or you're looking for a place to expand and to be free and to be light and um to maybe go higher, expand in like your journey, your path, or you want to do something that's outside of the limits and boxes that you've been in, or you want to grow as a person and you're in these environments that are very dirty emotionally, energy, like the energy is draining. People that are just negative, depressed, um, have just messy, dirty energy, and it's like you can't survive in that, or you're trying to pour into these spaces and these energies or these connections, where people dwell in dirt and filth, oily water, and you can't exist in that environment. You need clean, pure water. You need water that heals, salt water that replenishes you, cleanses your energy, not oil spills and all kind of dirty, nasty water. That's not where you belong. In other words, okay. So, I'm gonna hold on to these cards right here that fell out towards the end because I feel like there's a completely different message. So that is what your Yoni wants you to release. Let's see. What does the Yoni wish to receive? What is your Yoni wish that you receive more of? What's your Yoni space? Your sacred portal. Desire to receive more of this collective divine spirit. What is the Yoni space? Manipulation. So I don't feel like y'all want to receive more manipulation. But I feel like you want to kind of goes into the letting go of the connections that don't serve you. Maybe it's like you're waiting for something, like you wish to receive maybe more control, maybe more self-control. You got the Five of Manipulation, which is the Five of Pentacles, Mercury, and Taurus. So This could be an expression that you desire more stability, more of a security or safety in your connections, more safety and security with the connection to yourself, because maybe you've been kind of passive with certain things and it's like you want more control over yourself, you want more control over your life, where your energy flows, where it goes, where you plant your seeds. And as a Taurus, I can only speak for myself, but Taurus motherfuckers, we can be real stubborn. So, or just like real set in our ways, real comfortable with things, even if it's time to change or shift out of it. um so I do get this energy or this vibe, this spirit is like your Yoni is communicating from a space of, I want more control over myself. I want to take more control and power back. I've been manipulated. I've been strung along, or I've allowed this, or because I've grown complacent and kind of comfortable, even though it might be an uncomfortable energy to be in. Not a, it's not really something necessarily that I would prefer, but it's kind of like all I know, or just what I'm used to. Okay. Yeah, because I don't feel like y'all want to be manipulated. I doubt that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more so desiring more of a control for yourself. So you want to receive more of a self control over what you create, what you call into your life, instead of like waiting for something outside of you or other people to, or waiting on other things or circumstances to make it happen. It's like, nah, I'd rather pull my own strings and move my own feet in my own direction and not being puppeteered into it, or just hoping like, okay, I'm gonna just expect that people are going to treat me and love me how I want to, or I'm just going to expect that people are going to show up in a certain way. And it's like, no, if I want change, if I want something to flow in a particular way, I got to be the one to do it. So that's what I'm getting from that. um let's see. What desire is ready to be planted or birthed through your womb space? Because I was kind of picking up some things wanting to come through. So let's see. Is there any visions, projects, or experiences maybe that the womb is ready to co-create? Forgiveness. Beautiful. Fire. Six of Fire, which is the Six of Wands in this deck. Leo and Jupiter. Interesting. So you have a, how to explain this? Like, a lot of you have an energy that's like, once you detach from certain things, you have a very powerful energy. Like, I just get like a momentum. Like, if you were to drop whatever, whoever hurt you, the things of the past that hurt you, or maybe even ways that you feel like you hurt yourself, if you were to detach from that emotionally, not saying that you're just going to completely forget about it, but it's like one of those things where your emotions, your hurt, your pain, your disappointment, your shame doesn't exist there anymore. Like, you've let that go. You've freed yourself of that. You've freed whoever you kept captive in that. And once you let that go, it's like sky's the limit for you, because there's no fears, there's no blockages that are going to keep you stuck, because you don't exist in that space anymore. And I get like some of you guys blush a lot, something about your cheeks getting hot, or like you might deal with extreme shyness or social anxiety sometimes, or like soon as you think about doing something that you feel like is kind of bold or putting yourself out there, you might pull yourself back because you're afraid to be seen. And it's like, your luck exists with you being seen. Your blessings come from like, and I always talk about visibility a lot, because there's a way to move in the world with protecting yourself, protecting your energy, while still being out on the forefront. Like celebrities, I do believe that they got to have spiritual practitioners that they work with to protect their energy, because too much eyes on you to me is like almost not natural. Like, too much energy projections, too many people projecting things onto you, creating illusions, delusions, perceptions of you that may not be true, wishing things on you, attaching themselves through parasocial relationships, things like that, where Spirit is saying like not to hide yourself, but the way that you move in the world is like, move with a pure heart, move with pure intention, and also know that if you're meant to be seen or be visible, or you have something inside of you that's meant to be shared, there's no time for you to shy away and hold back. But for a lot of you, it's like certain things that you won't allow yourself to participate and show up in life for, because of the things that have happened to you in the past. And this isn't a pressure or a shame on you to just get over it. Oh, just forget it and just do, just move forward. This is not to say that. It's more so just to encourage you, as you're working through whatever emotionally that you might, still hold some resentments towards yourself and or other people, or just kind of feel stuck in the past about maybe you've been actively working through this. Like the more receptive you are to your healing and your freedom, and once you decide within yourself that nothing in the past is going to hold me back, um, that's when the movement, you start to see momentum. You don't block yourself anymore. You don't tell yourself that you're unworthy or that you can't do it or because of your past. It's like you release that. So the vision or what's wanting to be birthed through you, yes, it's forgiveness, so that you shine, so that you create the things that you want to do or live your life how you feel called to live it without feeling that fear, that shame, or holding on to the past rejections or what have you. It's like you give yourself permission to show up for yourself, um yeah. Let's see, what energy energetic shields could be an action, could be a boundary or force that helps you to maintain your power and safety. What's the energy around that, spirit? Okay, you got two cards. You have the Chariot with Athena, the goddess Athena, and then you have the Two of Fire with Centering, which is the Two of Wands, and this is Mars and Aries. So Mars rules Aries. So this is clear understanding of like who you are. So I feel like you have a fire. You have a fire inside of you. Like no matter what you've been through or how many times like you maybe have been rejected or other people don't see you or other people may not have always believed in you or whatever the case may be, you keep pushing forward. And I feel like what pushes you forward is like that you know yourself enough. It's like, but you have this desire to know more about yourself, to fully see you. It's like that passion to understand who you are, that passion to love yourself inch by inch, more and more, day and day, um, to show up for yourself, to figure out what your light is, maybe some of you what your purpose is, how can you be of service or light maybe to others. Like there's something that keeps you going, that fire inside of you, and it's centered around like your truth. um could be something like literally with Mars placements in your chart or Aries placements in your chart, maybe first house placements in your chart. um it's like something about wanting to draw closer to your truth, that I feel like that's what keeps you spiritually protected, your energy field. Because the more you're aligned with your truth, or you seek to be in alignment with truth, so whether you're seeking alignment through prayer or through source or God, the universe, your ancestors, like there's this desire to be in divine alignment. Like you check yourself daily. This is like moving with conscious people. That I feel like the most wisest people on this planet is not those that seek out perfection, but seek to be in truth and authenticity, to like those that check with themselves, those that have a moral compass, or those that have a connection to God, to spirit, like where you check yourself. You may be the type of person that does not like to rush or take action on things or make decisions or choices without feeling spiritually sound about it, or seeking divine counsel through your divine team, sitting with yourself waiting for divine confirmation. Like you're not the type of person, I feel like, that just moves just because. It's like you think about your actions, you think about the cause and effect of your choices, your decisions. So I feel like part of that is what keeps you divinely protected, because you're not moving, technically you're not moving out of spiritual bounds, like doing things that are not in alignment, getting yourself caught up in things that you shouldn't, putting yourself in harm's way by connecting with the wrong energy, because you have discernment, or you seek out, you know, which path to take. And I feel like you are a strong in spirit. You're a strong person in spirit. With Athena, it's like this goddess of like this warrior goddess, but with a cause, with justice and truth and honor. And I feel like that's how you move. Um, and you guys are spiritually protected in general. Like this cloak, this purple cloak, it's like you're highly spiritually protected. Some of you guys may even like do violet flame protection or something like that, or the violet flame aura protection. All right, I'm gonna ask, how can you deepen the intimacy with your body, your sensual self? So this could be like embodying your pleasure, your self-love, any sensual practices, or just you returning home in your body. I'm gonna use this womb healing oracle deck to ask that question. Let's see, how can this? Okay, 2 cards. You have sitz baths, herbal feminine rinses. I don't know what the sitz bath is. So it says, after childbirth, your body deserves gentle, loving care as it recovers. The sitz bath soothes and heals the perineal area, if I'm saying that right, helping you restore balance and comfort in the days after giving birth. As you soak in the healing water, feel the warmth cradle you, supporting your body's natural recovery process and honoring the new life you have just brought in this world. So, for some of you, yes, maybe you guys are pregnant or you had your baby, but for those of you, this is like after a time of heavy release, physically and emotionally, mentally, like you spiritually as well. May have cut some cords, cut some ties energetically in the spirit realm. I want to look up what is a sitz. What is that? Hold on, sitz bath. Shallow warm water bath used to cleanse and soothe. It's also a remedy for hemorrhoids, fissures, postpartum discomfort. Um, hmm. Relax in the bath for 5 to 20 minutes. Promotes healing, blood flow. Helps soothe swelling after vaginal delivery. Helps relieve pain, itching, and irritation. Yeah, y'all would have to look into that. I've never heard of it. I think it's kind of like what they do, like when you do a Yoni steam, they clean out the toilet really good, they sanitize it, then they put this bowl over it with like put the herbs and stuff. So maybe that's what it is. Like it could be something along the lines of that. And then you have the herbal feminine wash, which is cleansing with herbal douches. I'm not telling y'all to stick stuff up where the sun don't shine. If you feel led to do that, you do that, child. Okay. I'm not suggesting it per se, but I'm just gonna read what the card says. A spiritual renewal, helping your womb release old energies and align with its natural state of purity. Vinegar and water infused with power of herbs offer both physical and energetic refreshments. Use this practice sparingly to honor your body's ability to cleanse itself and maintain its sacred balance. The vinegar thing, I don't know about that. That's like some old school shit. From what I know, distilled water is the best. If you're going to dish and all that, use distilled water, some type of purified water, and then you could put cucumber water in there, like something, or even coconut or not coconut water, sorry, coconut oil. Like shake up some coconut oil and some distilled water, and then flush yourself out that way. But vinegar, I'm not too sure about that. I wouldn't actually encourage that. Um, it might be good every once in a while to take like a vinegar bath, to like cleanse out your yoni after you've had your menstrual and stuff like that, but I wouldn't suggest squeezing it up in your space. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just I don't know about that. And I do not encourage them summer eve shits and stuff like that. Like what's in that, like perfumes and shit, I don't know. Like some stuff I just wouldn't recommend using. But yeah, so maybe giving yourself like this warm bath or a yoni steam or something like that, to kind of cleanse and soothe that area for you. And some of you guys, yeah, maybe like internal cleanse, but not all the time. Maybe just that one time, like not always. You know what I'm saying? Like use your discernment with that. Um, so the last card that came out, I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna read these real quick. Got a lot of cards. So you have the Crone of Ascension, which is the King of Earth or King of Pentacles in this deck. This is a goddess deck. So it's all about divine feminine energy, Taurus energy, the Taurus symbol here. So you guys are at a place of high level of ascension now, okay? You guys come into a stable position within yourself, and it's like we might not think that we're at certain levels within ourselves because we're still human and we still go through things and we have our moments and we go, oh shit, I should be past this by now. But instead of looking at it like that, look at it from a place of like, at least I'm aware of certain things that maybe I should do more of or less of, or to check in with myself, have some level of emotional intelligence. I'm motivating myself in spaces and times where I wasn't able to in the past. Like I'm able to now encourage and motivate myself when I have a moment, when I'm spiraling, or if I've been the type that was like always seeking outside of myself for validation or clarity. I go to self first. I go to God first. You know, it's like instead of always saying, "Oh shit, I should be have done this," or "I shouldn't be thinking like that," or like it's always good. Like I always say, to check yourself, but you're still human. But you've surpassed a lot of things within yourself, like that you should be proud of. You know, your divine team and your Yoni specifically, they want you to feel like you have ascended past things because you have. Give yourself some credit. You're way more wiser now than you were in the past, and that's a good thing. And like this has something to do with stability or growth, you know, grounded energy. You got the C's of child, which is the page of cups in this deck with innocence. This is so cute because it kind of does feel like a Yoni energy here, like a baby, something, the seed that's wanting to birth out of this shell. Um, the seashell, I don't know, this kind of looks like a Kyrie shell a little bit, or seashell, whatever. So this is the seed. This is the energy that wants to birth through you. And like I said, the inner child is that space that brings us back to center when we need it. That innocence, that purity, um, not taking life so seriously or so harshly sometimes. Is like we might think it's foolish to be light about situations, not saying to be delusional or immature or irresponsible, but more so to say like to lighten up a bit at times where we might be too hard, or to allow that energy of flow, like when you're in flow of pleasure with things that feel good to you. Because especially during these times in this world, in this life, sometimes it's hard. You might even feel guilty for trying to find peace within yourself, or to look at life on the bright side, even though on the outside shit looks crazy right now. And you might be thinking about what other people are going through, you know, you might feel guilty in that sense. But there's no use in you worrying and focus and projecting things out that you have no control over, or focusing on the future of something that you cannot yet see nor control. It's like if I'm in the flow of it, the more in the know I am, the more open I am to spiritual guidance, um, more I'm able to participate with life. And what good is it to just be in a standstill and hold my breath and not to live or be present? You know what I mean? Like, what good does that do me? So all these water cards coming out, earth cards as well, earth and water. There's a need to pour into your stability, like pour into it, not from uh, a lack, not in a hustle bustle energy where you're overextending and overworking your energy and yourself and worry too much about the material world, but from a place of center and peace, like that Mother Earth energy, when she's in her safety space, where she's not erupted, where she's not in rage or feeling disrespected, because the earth speaks through nature. You can tell when Mother Nature is upset. You can tell, just like the things that be going on in nature, you can tell that Mama Earth is speaking and she's upset. But if you look at it from, and also she's resetting things as well, cleansing spaces and energies. That's a whole nother topic. But when she's in a sound space, a grounded space, like naturally she gives, she protects, she creates beauty for you, creates flow for you. When you sit back and you marvel, or you say, thank God, thank you God for um waking me up in the morning when you see the sun or the moon, like the beauty of the moon, or I don't know, the sunset, when you see the sunset or you see the sunrise, or if you see butterflies, if you see caterpillars, if you see ladybugs or a dragonfly, like, or just people seeing beauty around you, even in the middle of chaos. I feel like that's why the rose that grew out of concrete is such a beautiful reminder of, like, even in gutter situations you can still find something beautiful in that, and that's like life, right? Life itself, that life can be fucked up and chaotic, but there's always something that God will leave as an imprint to say, no, there's still beauty in the world. So you got the nurturance card, which is eight of earth, eight of pentacles, with sun in Virgo. Sun in Virgo energy literally could be time sensitive. If you're watching this around the time that I'm recording it, Virgo season, you might start to see things grow for you. Wherever seeds you planted, whatever things that you put your heart and energy into, whether this is like the things that you've nurtured within yourself and you're starting to see your growth, you're starting to see or feel more grounded, more in tune. It's like a reminder to continue to water your garden. Don't forget. Yeah. And you have some wind cards. The wind is the sword. So you have the child of wind, which is consciousness. This is going to be the page of swords. And there's a dragonfly right there, by the way. Maybe look up what the meaning of dragonflies are. The wind, ace of wind, which is the ace of swords with realization. And lastly, the nine of earth with community, which is the nine of pentacles. And this is Venus and Virgo. Okay. So y'all do seek out community. There's like some of you guys might connect with some new energies, new people. Um, what's going on in the earth? Like, I feel like Spirit's talking about that too. It might not be like a whole bunch of people, but it's enough for others to see like unity amongst different continents, like seeing different groups of people coming together. Um, a lot of indigenous, like whether they're indigenous to Hawaii or indigenous to Africa, Australia, whatever indigenous energies of their land, there's an agreement with something about honoring the earth. And that might kind of trickle through people that may be of those ethnicities and maybe not live in their natural land or where their ancestors came from, but that energy is kind of sparked inside of them. So you might see more togetherness or people speaking about this rather than separation or racial division. Um, Not to say that there will not be racist energies out there in mass, but there's also a great number of people talking about respecting the land. That's a big thing. But anyway, so you got the knight of, or the page of swords energy and the ace of swords energy here with the child consciousness and the ace of realization. Again, that inner child energy is coming through, and I feel like you guys are it's going to click to you. It might be a new mindset that you take on that frees you in some kind of way. You might feel more guided to express yourself more freely or to live your life more expressively in some kind of way. um Pay attention to like birds. Could be ravens, could be doves, something with divine messages. And get the Medicine Woman Oracle card. I'm gonna pull a card from this deck as well. Personal power. I encourage you to be the master of your destiny. So kind of going back to that card, that manipulation card where I was picking up, you want to take more control of your life, maybe where you've given your power away to past circumstances or situations or connections. Um, who you used to be. It's like releasing that energy and letting it go. Like it holds no weight here anymore. Okay. This Capricorn full moon energy might be highlighting this, especially if you have some Capricorn placements in your charts. Okay. All right. One more card, and this is going to be from the Mother Mary Oracle, and then we're going to get to our ritual. Um, and then we'll do our Venus on the block. So if you guys are interested in the Venus on the block read, there's 9 different reads for you to choose from. You're more than welcome to choose more than one. They are $22 each. So if you're interested in that, it's in the description. Make sure that you leave the number of the reading that you chose in the notes section of your payment option, which is either PayPal or Cash App. All of that is linked. And I will add you to the list, and you can watch this whenever you want. We're gonna leave some timestamps next to your name. Okay, so Mother Divine, Divine Mother, what is the energy, the message that you have to seal this energy, to complete it, to close it out with love, wisdom, sacred truth, spirit? We thank you, Mother, Divine Mother. We thank you. I don't know. That was a weird shuffle. Okay, and okay. Our Lady of Growth Assured. I love it. Number 30. Just like number 3. Um, or even like the Empress in the tarot, number 3. Okay, so number 30, let's read. So I feel like that's a confirmation though. Like your growth is assured. Like you are growing. You have grown in a lot of ways. Like give yourself credit for what you have grown through and what you are currently growing through right now. Like it's not far fetched. It's not no Disneyland message. Like just some bullshit to say. Like no, that's on the real stretching. Okay, so it says there is a beautiful manifestation which you have long desired coming to fruition now. It is important to the well-being of your own soul and the healing of your world, or our world, sorry, the healing of our world, that you have patience and allow this birth to happen at its best timing. If it happens too soon or too late, there will be unnecessary complications. I will take care of the timing. As you trust me, you will find the birth of your dreams happens naturally and with great joy. There is something that you are considering upon either a new project or taking a chance on a new interest or social connection or even a new philosophy. Perhaps it's all letting go that will lead to a new start. This oracle of Our Lady of Growth Assured comes to tell you that your success is already determined in heaven. What needs to be now is your continued effort in prayer, surrender, and patience on the physical plane, and most importantly, your positive expectation without any attachment as to how it will happen, that your situation is working out and will manifest perfectly. If we want to manifest something truly special in our lives, something that perhaps is a little out of the ordinary or contrary to what most people think is possible, then the blessing of Our Lady of Growth Assured is very helpful. To manifest, we start with inspiration or impulse from our own heavenly divine self. That translates into inspired ideas, then thoughts, and perhaps plans. As we add our heart and passion energy into the mix, we generate the fire we need to eventually act on opportunities in the physical world so that our manifestation can be complete and successful. The more extraordinary our desired manifestation, the more likely to challenge our mass beliefs or to tip our world upside down, even in the most beautiful way. And the more likely it is that there will be delays or difficulties with our manifestation. And that is because we will all be bumping up against something powerful or some powerful opposing energies. The negative expectations of the world can cause even the brightest spirit to slump from time to time, losing and forgetting to trust in the unconditional love and incredible power of the Divine Mother. So, when this happens, our manifestation process might get a little bumpy, hitting some snags here and there. If we can come back to our center using the healing process of this oracle, we speed up the process again, getting back on track. Our Lady of Growth Assured comes to tell us not to give up. She tells us to have patience and work on feeling open hearted and open minded about our manifestations now. Where's the 2 pages? Open hearted and open minded. The cups and the swords, the wind, the cups, the heart and the mind. Um, where are we at? Do, do, do. open hearted, open minded about our manifestations and how they can come into being. We work on feeling the energy of what we want to create. So if it is abundance, for example, we work on cultivating the feeling of abundance as best we can, all the while remaining open to the manifestation of our intentions without attachment as to how, when, or what it will look like. She tells us not to turn away in fear of failure, especially as when this oracle comes up to us, our manifestation is actually not far away at all. There is an expression that it is always darkest before the dawn. This is true with the manifestation process. Often, when all seems most hopeless and signs of the future of our desires were apparently non existent, it is this moment before the birth. We must keep our faith and not require that we see all in advance or even that we have proof along the way that something is happening. It can be hard to trust in such circumstances, but if it helps bring your dreams to life, then it is worth the effort. This oracle brings you help in trusting in your process now and a message that your desires are coming to life. Trust and know in your heart that your growth is assured and that your dreams are manifesting at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Okay. Ashe to that. Ashe to that message. So, yeah, so that's a pretty good confirmation there. Kind of sums up the energy. You guys are close to birthing something out. These energies, you're making space, you're making way, whatever you're being called, whatever is leaving your life, it is not leaving because you're doing something wrong or that you have done something wrong. It's more so of a sign of clearing and making room and making space for what is better aligned for you or what you've been calling in. So if you're asking for genuine connections, spirit's going to remove connections that are not genuine, that are not for your highest good. If you're asking for your divine partner, if you're entertaining some dusty or some nothing ass heifer, it is going to be blocked. Okay. Spirit is going to remove it. It's not going to work. This person is going to repel you, or you might start to be like, I don't know about this. Or the types that you've been talking to or dating, they no longer appeal to you anymore. It might be a turnoff, or it might be a season where you don't have much going on in your dating world. That is not a confirmation of something is wrong or you did anything wrong. It's more so of a confirmation that you're actually in alignment. If you're asking for blessings in your life and certain people are not on board with that, spirit is going to disrupt those connections. Spirit's going to disrupt it. Or start showing you who people really are. Start peeling off masks off people around you to let you know this person cannot come with you where you're going. You know, these people don't have your best intentions. This job is actually the thing that's holding you back. There's so many different things. This area, this place where you live, it might be that spirit wants to expand your territory, move you in a space where actually you can thrive and grow, or where your soul tribe is. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many layers to this that what we think is a loss or lack sometimes is really spirit making space and making room. So hopefully that makes sense. So now we can get into the ritual or the altar setup. Y'all kind of see how I got mine. It's not that elaborate, but it's intentional. So we're gonna get into it. I need to get the timestamp for this as well. Hold on. Okay, we are at. If y'all liking this live so far, if it's blessing you, if it's hitting on something, I appreciate those likes. Thank y'all. If you have not liked yet, like this video, whether you're watching it during the live or during the replay, show some love. I greatly appreciate that. If y'all still in the chat, leave me some fairy emojis if y'all still with me. We're at 69 minutes, so 1:09. Okay. All right, let's get into our ritual, shall we? So the Yoni altar, as y'all can see, mine is kind of its own. It's not that elaborate, like I said, but it's intentional. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that. So your Yoni altar is a physical space that holds the energetic intention of like your wound healing maybe sensual manifestation, maybe ancestral connection or healing, and or just showing divine reverence, reverence for your energy, your space. Thank you, Tawanda. Thank you, Kyla. So, suggested places to put your altar could be like in your own room where you know it's safe, or if you feel led to put it in the living room or your hallway or somewhere where you know it's not going to be tampered with or even like people's eyes on it that shouldn't be seen if they're not going to hold it sacred. They're like, what the fuck is it? You know, it ain't none of your business. You know what I mean? Somewhere that's sacred, somewhere where you can keep an eye on it if need be, like if you got candles and shit burning, you know. Definitely don't want to leave any candles unattended at any space or any time. So, whatever you gather for your altar, may it be intentional and meaningful to you specifically. So, if you want to use crystals, if let's say you want to do some deep clearing, some deep healing, maybe add some black stones and crystals in there with some rose quartz. If this is about sensual healing, you know, stones that represent the uh like I don't know, like the root chakra, maybe the sacral chakra. Um, yeah, it could be like stones that represent togetherness and couple energy. If you know any stones that connect specifically with the yoni, or it could be like if you have eggs. I forgot. I do have yoni egg crystals. I should have put some up here on my altar. Um, they have rose quartz ones. They have different stones or crystals. Like if you have access to that, you could put like a yoni egg crystal on your altar or something like that if you're using crystals. Again, it depends on the intention behind your yoni altar. Like what's the intentionality? Now you can put things on it like roses, like I did. I put some pink rose petals. I did drop some honey on them. That's just my own thing. The candles that I'm using with the seashells, I put some rose petals in there as well, some mother's words, just to kind of with that cancer energy, the mother energy, and also for anyone that's dealing with like mother wounds or just show reverence to the mother, the divine mother as well, or if you are a mother, like all in that all encompassing energy. So that's included. So you can use like flowers if you want. You can use hibiscus. You can use whatever flowers resonate with you, or you don't have to use flowers at all. You can use fruits if you want. You don't have to cut it open. You can just lay it here. Coconuts, papayas. You can use pomegranates, peaches, anything that reminds you of the yoni or like a feminine energy. You can place on your altar. Um, if you're going to use like cloves or something, you know, gold, maybe red, pink, things that represent like the energy intentionality again that you're using, whether it's sensuality, royalty, soft power, if it's healing your ancestral wounds, maybe like brown or this gold energy, maybe purple. Um, hmm. You can leave offerings. Like I said, you can use fruit. Honey could be an offering. Like I said, I poured like drizzle some honey on these rose petals here. Um, You can leave wine, some red wine or something like that. You can leave some fresh water out, something that symbolizes nourishment, sweetness. For those of you wanting to do sensual work, you can leave something more spicy on your altar, you know. Um, so like maybe some red wine, some cinnamon, something that's like an aphrodisiac, maybe some chocolate you can leave on your altar, like whatever, like this is all about intentionality. Like to the average person, it's like you just putting all kind of fuck shit on some table. You just putting just throwing stuff together. But no, it's all about the intention and the energy that you put behind it. So candles, like I said, the colors are based off of your intention. If you want to put like if you're doing some ancestral maternal healing work, you can put up like your grandmothers, your aunties, those that have passed on, maybe a symbol of your country. You could write a petition or letter to them for their healing. If it's that you're calling in like sensual, like a sexual harmonious relationship, you can use those couple candles. Don't be out here writing nobody's name on that shit, even if it's your own man or your own woman. Like, don't be out here doing shit like that. It's all about the intention. This is why I say, like, this is why it's important when we manifest things that we say what we want specifically and let the divine do the work. Because if you say, I want a harmonious union with a partner, and you're trying to ask for a harmonious union with somebody that spirit's actually trying to remove out of your life, you're not going to see the energy move. But if you go into it and saying, spirit, just long story short, very simplistic, you know, um, just as an example, spirit bless me or bring to me, or I call in a union that is X, Y, and Z, divinely this, blah, blah, X, Y, and Z, that's vibrationally in alignment in this way, blah, 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 blah. And spirit's like, okay, bet. And if it's not the person that you're with, spirit's gonna like, your people's gonna come through and remove that, because that's not vibrationally aligned with what you're asking for. And that is not a curse, that's a blessing. So while people is trying to hang on to shit and manifest shit and pray over things that are not for them, they're blocking their blessings. That's why I don't believe in them love spells and shit like that. Like, make this person want me again, or make this person love me, and not like all this dumb shit. Like, half the time those are not people you should be with. Like, if it was meant, it would happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to do all of that. You are the candle, you are the spell. Like, if that person is drawn to you, they're going to be drawn to you. But if you got to force the shit, they're not for you. So if you're trying to call in like a passionate union or connection, you can use like those couple candles. They have them in different colors, so you can probably use it like a red one or a pink one. If you're doing work on yourself, like your own divine feminine energy and healing, you can use those feminine standalone candles. I've used those for my own personal work. I'll put those on an altar space, charge it with my energy, and speak over what I want to heal, what I want to embrace, what I want to let go. And they have different colors for those as well. If you are a man and you want to do some healing work around your own feminine energy within yourself, you can use a male standalone candle, maybe even the feminine one, and like set the intention to heal your mother wounds, or maybe heal your wounds around other feminine energies or connections. Women, same thing. If you have issues with your own mother, or you have bad relationships with women, or you don't trust other women, or your friendships and things like that, you can use those candles to work through that divine feminine energy block. What else? You can use like sigils that resonate with the Yoni. Maybe working with a particular goddess energy that you resonate with, like a divine feminine essence that speaks to whatever it is that you resonate with, whatever you're wanting to call in or heal. Only work with goddesses that I shouldn't say only, but like that you're going to respect and you're ready to work, because like some people just feel like they can just work with any energy or pick it up and just start working with it or whatever, and just you have to respect all essence, all spirits, things like that. You can't just be knocking on energy's doors and just working with shit that you have no business or don't understand or don't really have the reverence to work with them. So like use that at your own discretion if that's the path you shall take. Now you can spray or put perfumes or oils on your altar, just place them there. um you can put herbs, or like dress your candles with herbs that might have specific intentionalities behind like whatever it is that your altar represents. um Prayers is always a big thing. Your intentions, your prayers is everything. So maybe do this type of work during a waxing moon, maybe even a full moon. um so I'm forgetting something. Before you even get into all of this, I always say make sure that you're in the space to like do the sacred work, because if you're going to be distracted or you're in a shitty mood, it's going to fuck with the energy around what you're doing. It's not going to be as sacred or as effective, because it's like the energy is murky. You're not in your most powerful energy when you're all upset or you got distractions going on, you can't focus, and it's just like you're just putting stuff together without thought, without conscious, you know what I mean, without clear intent. So you don't want to come to any sacred work under that type of vibe, and also you don't want to project certain energies on your stuff that you don't want working. You don't want that energy working. So if it helps, um, center yourself first in whatever way, whether that's through meditating, whether that's quieting all noise, silencing your devices, turning TVs off, music, whatever might be on, or like if you need to tell people around you, hey, I'm doing something, can y'all keep it down? Whatever you need to do. Or if it's like more at a quiet time where like nighttime or maybe early in the morning, I would say like more so at night. Feminine energy does kind of center around the moon. So like nighttime might be the best to do your work. Mondays, which is moon day, or Venus day, which is a Friday. So Mondays or Fridays. Um, Essentially really when you feel led, but I would say um more so those days is very powerful because I do believe in like planetary magic as well, and alignment with things. Days and times and hours are definitely important. um hmm, you can light some incense like frankincense and myrrh. That's also like, for me, like one of the goddess scents, like the incense that I feel like the goddesses resonate with is frankincense and myrrh. um what else? You can have like a standalone candle, like a white candle, to kind of invite that energy of protection in, calling your divine team, your angels, God, to cover you when you're doing your spiritual work. Um, if you're doing something as sacred as dealing with your divine feminine energy or your Yoni space, the most sacred portal that there could be, or one of the most sacred, um, you might go through a plethora of emotions. Like you might cry, you might even get a little angry. That could be a sign of you releasing, like as you're doing the sacred work. If you're doing veneration for your divine mother, ancestors, those that have been through different things in their life, the wounds that they carry inside of their womb, that could also spark a lot of different emotions as well. Um, whether you know them by name or not, anytime you're working with the ancestors, like it's best to honor the ones that um honor your divine path, that are the highest vibration, and call them by name if you know them. If you don't know them by name, I call on my ancestors, known and unknown, of the highest vibration, those that walk with me on my divine path, that respect and honor my divine path, my purpose, my calling in this life, who I am as a person, um, my blessings, my destiny, those that have the best intentions, that walk with me, um, something along the lines of that. Yeah. So you can say, if you're doing like work around your own energy, I call back my power. I remember who I am. My Yoni is sacred. My womb is wise. I create with love. I receive with joy. You can even, before or after, maybe after or before, you can do like a spiritual bath or a Yoni steam or some sort of meditation with your womb where you could speak an intention aloud to it. Or you can cleanse it with some sort of oil. You can use rose oil. I forgot. Rose oil around it, not inside of it. Rose oil. Um, you can use that. You can speak affirmations. I'm fertile with blessings, opportunities, abundance, whatever. My Yoni is divine. I magnetize only what and who honors my spirit, who honors this sacred space, this sacred portal. Um, you can like visualize like light around it, healing, or you can maybe visualize it as a healthy flower, blooming flower, or fruit, or something like something abundant, or see some sort of golden light come out the shit. I don't know, child. Whatever resonates with you. And as you're done with your space, you could say something like, I seal this with softness, pleasure, power, so it is, so am I. Whatever your intention is, if it's like for your ancestors, um, you're free, you're whole, you are healed, you are loved, you are powerful, you are reverenced here, whatever you feel guided to say. If it's about calling in a partner that is like for a sacred union, someone that honors your body, honors your heart, your mind, your soul, all of that, I honor the sacred space that we create here together, a person or a lover that honors all facets of me, whatever it is that you're speaking. um, but yeah, so you can revisit your setting whenever, maybe during like certain moons, Mondays, Fridays, relight your candles if you need to, as long as you feel guided to have it set up, to keep the momentum and energy going. So if you guys would like to say this Yoni blessing with me, you can, or you can write it out, or you can even tailor it to fit you. Um, so the Yoni blessing: sacred gate of creation and love, you have carried rivers, blood, pleasure, and power. Today we bless you with remembrance. May every nerve remember joy. May every muscle release shame. May the waters within you flow freely and fully again. You are not just a body, you are a temple, a keeper of lineages, of priestesses of pleasure. No one enters unless they honor. No one remains who cannot witness the divine flame. We are protected, we are magnetic, we are holy. And so it is. Amen and Ashe. And you can say this while you have your hand over your yoni, your stomach, and just bless that space. Okay. All right. Ashe, let me know if y'all enjoyed this. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the Venus on the Black reads. Look at this shit. It's all sticky and whatnot. Hmm. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these roses when I'm done. I don't want to just toss them because I don't like tossing my flowers. I usually try to do something with them, like boil them or some shit, or use the water, put them, cleanse myself with them. I don't just like putting them to the side like they ain't nothing. Okay, so put these cards back. For the Venus on the block, I do want to use the Black Moon Lilith Oracle. And I'm going to use the Goddess of Love Tarot as well. So I'm going to put y'all names in the chat. Those of you that have already booked your Venus on the Block reads, I'm going to put your names in the chat. Okay. Hold on. Thank you for the likes, y'all. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. So that is the list. If you guys would like to participate, Venus on the Block reads. If you open the description box in the live, scroll down a bit. If it lets me, it's acting real goofy. Hold on, it's not letting me. Okay, if it's not gonna let you scroll, because it's not letting me scroll, let me see if I use my other device. Yeah, it lets me scroll on this other device. My iPad is acting real goofy. But if you go in the description, it has the Venus on the Block menu of like 1 through 9 readings. And whichever one resonates with you, if you do book one or more, make sure that you leave the number of the reading that you would like to get so I know. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Hold on. We are at 89:27. Okay. So that is 1 hour and 29 minutes, 37 seconds, I think. Okay. All right. So, Mahogany, let's get to your reading. So, let's see, you had 1 and 8. All right. So, 1 is rich in spirit, rich in cash. And number 8 with sweetness like sugar, sacred like honey. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get started. All right. Divine spirits, I ask for divine permission to tap into Mahogany's energy surrounding her, her divine team, her angels, and guides of the highest order. I ask for their assistance along with mine, cover and protect and shield ourselves in all spaces and timelines. Right? So we're gonna see what may be blocking your abundance and how can you open up to any sacred wealth with ease. Okay. So let's see if there's anything currently blocking or limiting your flow of abundance. If there's anything energetic, emotional, any patterns, spirit. Is there any? Let's see if there's anything currently blocking or limiting Mahogany's flow of abundance. The High Priestess. The High Priestess could represent like the current block. Very well could be like you don't trust your intuition. The things that spirit may be revealing to you could be divine strategies, things that maybe you think that you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're talking about or something, but it's like because it might be um, just sacred knowledge and wisdom that may not seem like common things or something that's completely practical and you might throw it away or kind of wrestle back and forth with it because like I said, it's something more so that maybe you don't have anything physical to prove it. Queen of Wands, it's your confidence. You have to have the confidence to believe in yourself in a certain way. And they're about to crown her. These little cherubs or these little baby angels, they're about to crown this woman. So I feel like your energy is very radiant and very attract. Like you can attract abundance, but like it's something about you have to know. You got to know. Um, you got to know something about yourself or like honor it, trust it, speak it, walk in it. It's like you got to know, like you got to have that divine like that confidence as the Queen of Wands. You know, she's very confident, charismatic, playful, creative. Her energy is magnetic. She doesn't have to go out of her way to attract, but it's like if she was to like all she got to do is command it and speak it and it flows. You know, her action isn't always getting up out of her throne and asserting herself. Sometimes it's just her magnetism, her energy, her intentions, what she declares. Yeah, it's almost like spirit saying don't sleep on yourself or stop second guessing yourself. So this is what's blocking some of your abundance, your flow of abundance. Let's see, how can you align with this sacred wealth or soul-led prosperity? Like it could be a mindset, could be a practice. Like what can help you align with the sacred energy? You have the Hanged One and the Five of Cups. So once you shift out of that perception of lack or disappointments, like sometimes if we focus only on the things that didn't go right or what could go wrong, like if it's not something that you've experienced, it's just a fear of what could go wrong or you've been disappointed in the past, like naturally like that will put a fear into someone's movement, just like as a like, see, well, this happened before, so why wouldn't, it's like it's there to, it's like that reminder that sticks with you. But spirit saying like you gotta look at these experiences as not losses or necessarily missed opportunities or rejections, but more so look at them as wisdoms. You see all the pearls in the Five of Cups, like pearls of wisdom, the sword of truth, even if it hurts. So, because ultimately, what you're doing is you're shifting out of that energy. It's like it already happened. So why am I still like letting that be the thing that keeps me stuck? You know what I mean? Um, it's like a spiritual shakedown. Like spirits kind of trying to turn something upside down, like for you to look at it differently. It's like I know the world looks at shit a certain way, but when it comes to spirit, when it comes to divine perception of things, divine perception doesn't look at things in the same way the earth looks at it or the world looks at it. Like, oh, if you don't have a quantity of something, then you're lacking or you're worthless or you're less than. Or if something is removed, like I was kind of picking up in the Yoni reading, if something leaves our lives, we look at that as like a loss rather than a gain, or a chess piece or something being moved out of the way so something better can come in. Okay. All right. So more so like this is an invitation for you to look at what you perceive as a negative, but actually see it in a positive light. In whatever way spirit's calling you to do that, that's how you align with the flow. Um, yeah. And I don't know if there's anything significant about dolphins to you, or big fishes. It could be like there's bigger fish in the sea. So like why am I tripping off of the small things? Um, what does your next level of being rich in spirit and in cash look like? What does that look like for you? What does that next level look like for you? If you embody your worth, remove any possible resistances and all of that, what does that look like for Mahogany? What does that look like? The Empress. And there's dolphins again. I love me some dolphins. They're like those divine messengers, and they're very high frequency beings. Their voices are very powerful in its vibrational healing. So maybe listen to some dolphin sounds too. That could be, I don't know, maybe you resonate with them. But this looks like that Venus symbol, like Venus, maybe your Venus sign. Your Venus sign might speak to this. Speak to like what your luxury looks like for you, what's ideal. But what I can see is that um I don't feel like you would ever be worried about, it's like this is pleasure. This is like you're in flow. You're not worried about your next paycheck or where your money's coming from. You're not worried about the things or the people that don't fuck with you. It's like you know that you're abundant, you're content, you're in bliss, you're in flow. You'll start to see how things just kind of come to you when you're not um when you're not stressing, when you're not tripping. It's like this energy of, like, it could even be like not just metaphor but maybe literal, that flow of like you being able to just do what you want and you're still paid, you're still this is kind of like the dream, like you get to just like be like, oh, I'm gonna go take a trip, go to the ocean, go to the beach, and while you're doing that, like everything's set, like everything's still flowing and moving and going. You're not stressed, you're in your own energy. You might enjoy your own company a bit more, not from a place of I don't need anybody or everybody get the fuck away from me, but just like in this place where I'm not tripping about who's around, who fucks with me and who doesn't. So I'm gonna pull from the Lilith Oracle. And I don't know why my shit is not charging. Okay. Okay, the Black Madonna, Sacred Dark Goddess Mother. So I don't know if you work with like the Black Madonna, but there's something about like a devotion or like a divine mother energy having your back, protecting you, like you're good. Um, yeah, this feels like a protection, a spiritual protection or mothering energy that keeps you, blesses you, protects you. Could be a spiritual mother that you resonate in the physical world, like someone that you know personally or your own mother. And or like maybe a divine feminine or goddess archetype energy that you resonate with. Okay, so that's your first reading. I need to figure out why um before we get on to the next one. I need to figure out why my shit's not charging. So give me a second. Mm, okay. Hopefully, okay. I think it's okay. I don't know what's wrong with this shit over here, but let me see. No, did I do something? Oh, now you want okay. It's gonna charge over here. Okay, so your second reading. So the sweet like sugar, sacred like honey read. All right, so we're gonna tap into like what uh sweetness and sacred value within that others are meant to experience and honor. So like what's within you, like sweet, magnetic about you, your energy. Okay. All right, spirit, divine source. What is the sweet magnetic part of Mahogany that draws others in? This her natural charm, her radiance, her vibe. Like what's her inner sugar, her azúcar. Let's see. Her honey, her sweetness. Okay, you got three cards. You got the Eight of Wands, Ten of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Okay. Um, so what makes your energy like sweet and magnetic that draws people in? Um, you might something I feel like about either your voice, maybe even your laugh or something. It's like um there's a rawness to your voice or to your laugh, or maybe like some might say like it's you have a sexy voice, or they like the way that you laugh, or it sparks them, or it makes them laugh too. You make people feel at home with you with the Ten of Cups. You make people feel sparks, like if they're ever feeling like kind of bored, like if you notice like when you talk or date people, hello, have you ever noticed if when you talk or date certain people that they might kind of explain themselves to be bored with life or something like that, or they didn't feel anything until they met you. um like they wouldn't, maybe they wouldn't tell you this like out of their mouth, but like being around you, maybe sometimes like people that feel kind of outside, like outsiders, or they don't usually open up emotionally, they might feel like you're a safe space to do that, or they just kind of get more sparked by being around you. Like they don't like to leave your presence. You can make people just feel a sense of desire for closeness, or desire for family, desire for more community or friendship or something like that. It's like things that maybe they weren't really aware of that they want, or even just even thought at all. Like, so if you deal with a lot of men or whatever that in your past that might have not been looking for connectivity with, not just romantically, but like not know that they're actually missing human interaction or connection. So you might find that people just don't know how to leave you alone, even if they're not ready for you, because I feel like your energy, what makes it magnetic is you're someone that's fair, you're a giver, um, in different ways, that you are somebody that kind of facilitates this energy of fairness and compassion and giver energy. So to the wrong people, they might take advantage of that. They could see it as something to just rest in and lay in and benefit off of without giving back, whether that's in their intentions or they're not aware of that selfish energy, or they're just naturally just taking and they know what they're doing. But you have an energy that people find very safe and secure and home. Like, um, you make people aware that they may lack connection and that they actually do want it, even if they don't know how to go about it or allow themselves to be fully receptive to it, or stay in the energy, because sometimes like the energy could burn out at times, but you have a kind of like a energy that sparks people. In other words, um, what's the sacred truth or energy within you that you're meant to, that really not just you are meant to honor, but others without being consumed? What is that sacred truth or energy within you that's meant to be honored and not consumed? Okay, a reverence rather than an exploitation. The Seven of Pentacles. The cows have sacred meaning in some cultures. Could also represent like Hathor, the Egyptian deity Hathor, which is about fertility and abundance, sensuality. Um, you have something very valuable and sacred to give. I would, if you're not familiar with Hathor's energy, maybe you've heard of her, I would look into her energy because that might resonate with you. Um, if you have Taurus placements, there could be something around that. But Saturn in Taurus might be specific, even if you don't have a Saturn in Taurus, that might be something that you can maybe find a resonance in. But as far as like what part of you deserves to be honored rather than exploited, is the fact that your energy, kind of going back to the whole giver, and your ability to be very patient, a safe space for other people, something that is very abundant. It's like people, um, this might be, okay. So like, if you're the person that shows up for everybody, even when they're not in their fullness, when they're not completely in their greatness, or they might have not been their best when they were with you, it's like um they appreciate the fact, or they can see the fact in how you've held space for them even when they weren't that. But it's like people don't show you that same type of grace. They don't extend that for you. It's almost like people may have left you behind because you weren't what they perceived as like ideal or ready, or like people overlooked you or underestimated you type of energy. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Like, um people that benefit with you seeing them and giving them a space to be themselves and be safe and to be not judged, where you can give them that grace, kind of that mother energy, like, come into my home and my space, and I'll feed you and I'll take care of you, I'll clothe you, I'll house you. But if it was the same thing, like where you would show up in a way, or they might have criticized you, or just up and left at a certain point, maybe where they feel like they didn't need you anymore. So instead of this, because that's an exploitation. So the honoring is people honoring the fact that, and this comes with like boundaries as well. Like the same patience and grace that maybe you've given in the past, give that to yourself, because it will hold other people to that standard. Like if you're not someone that is able to hold me and honor me and love me in the same way that I do you, or respect you, your space, your time where you're at with yourself and your journey, then if you can't respect me where I'm at, you're not the people or the person for me, right? because this is an energy of becoming. This is an energy of patience, but you got something good that you're brewing, that you're creating. And it might be, and I feel like for the most part, people that were not for you, they weren't meant to stick around. They weren't meant to see the end result of something. It's like whomever it is that you've been steadily been becoming, or the energy that you've been working and striving like towards, or the type of people that's meant to experience a fullness of you, they will be the ones that stick around. The ones that didn't, those were not the people for you. Okay. So what can you do to better protect and embody your sweetness without, you self-sacrificing? The Seven of Cups. Having to see the truth of people sometimes is not easy. Even seeing the truth of our own patterns and things like that's not always fun. But Spirit is encouraging it because this is going to protect you, or continue to keep yourself not bitter, like your vision bitter, as far as like I can't trust nobody, or there's I can't trust in my desires, my visions, but more so like I have to see things for what it is too. Like I have to hold a mirror up to this, because if I lead totally with my fantasies or my passions as my stronghold, then that means that I want my passion and my fantasy so bad that I'll settle for the counterfeit of it, just for it to feel like the real thing, even though I know it's not the real thing. So it's not to say that my desire, my fantasy is wrong, but it's to say that not to lead with it so much so that um, I will self-sacrifice for the sake of it, or lose myself, rather than align with my desire and my visions or my goals, or maybe even how I see people. Like just because this is what I wish or hope for people to be, that doesn't mean that everyone is going to be this way. So I have to be real and honest with myself. That's kind of what I'm getting, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was your reading, Mahogany. I hope that both reads. I hope both reads were helpful, made sense, resonated, inspired, or encourages you in the right direction. Okay. All right, sis. Well, as always, I'm sending much love to you. I appreciate you. All right. So, Breyonna, you're up next. And then Rosie, if anyone else is interested, you guys can check out the menu for the Venus on the Block reads. There's 9 different reads for you guys to choose from. So Breyonna, you got the same read, I think. Yeah, okay. So you got the same one. So let me get your timestamp. We are at 112. Damn. How many seconds? 38. Okay. You have to convert that time later. All right. So Miss Breyonna, you got this Sweet Like Sugar, Sacred Like Honey read as well. Spirit, we send all love, light, and peace to Mahogany and fullness and wholeness. Amen and Ashe. All right, ask for permission to tap into Breyonna's energy, what you want her to know, her divine team, her angels, ancestors, and guides of the highest light. What is it that you want her to know, divine source guide? What is her magnetic energy that draws people in? What is her sweetness? What is Breyonna's sweetness that draws people in? Four of Swords. Okay, let me put these down for a second. Four of Swords, the Enchantress, which is the magician in this deck, the Seven of Wands. Wow. Your energy draws people in because you come off as a challenge in a way. Something about your energy doesn't seem easily accessible, but it's like magnetizing. The Enchantress, literally, that could be literal. Like you kind of enchant people. Um, you might have like a flirty energy about you, or you have like a banter that's like you challenge people, um yeah, like you challenge people. like that's the way that you flirt or something, or you like to maybe you bring out the macho energy in men or the competitive nature in a man or something like that. um for other people, like even like women, that might be the thing that makes them want to connect with you, is you have like this energy that knows how to have playful banter, maybe put people to the test. Like you may subconsciously make people feel like they have to work for your approval, even if that's not what you're trying to do. Like um people have to kind of work for your approval, or to um be in with you or connect with you, like they're not sure, like they have to prove of themselves sometimes, and maybe you naturally make people kind of walk straighter, like they have to kind of, it's almost like competitive but like friendly competition maybe, or like if people are typically shy or quiet around you, they might come out of that a little bit, you know, they come out of it because of you. um Maybe you're not the first person to speak sometimes. Maybe it's like if you give people a certain glance, it might like trigger a person to come towards you or talk to you or something like that. Like it signals them to come towards you. So people might assume you to be um people might assume you to be somebody that is short tempered, not like you'll go off on them, but like you're not gonna put up with too much for long. Just too good. Yeah. Like you're not gonna put up with something too long, and like if it if they don't catch up, if they don't get it right, or how do I explain this? It's kind of like you only got one time with me, and after that I'm not interested. That's kind of the vibe I get from that. Okay, so let's see. So your honey kind of has a little bit of some spice to it, okay? A little spice in there. It's not all like sweet, sweet. It's got something in there, like a little hot sauce behind it. It's like my favorite. If y'all ever had Popeyes before, that fucking sweet heat sauce is the business. I love it. That's you. You like the sweet heat. Instead of just like flat out honey or maple syrup or something, it's like, nah, it's like that sweet heat. What sacred truth or energy within you is meant to be honored, rather than like exploited or consumed? What sacred truth of you or energy of you is meant to be honored and not consumed or exploited? All right. I think I have my deck upside down. Yeah. Okay. So, Two of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Okay. I'm going to just leave it at that. Hot honey. Yes. Honey hot. The honey hot wings. Yeah. Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords as what needs to be honored about you and not consumed. I feel like if people really got to the core of your heart, like once you've crowned somebody as like a person that you love and care about, not just romantically, but like people that you bring into your fold in your life, once you've kind of decided these people are trustworthy enough for me to let down my guard, to be open with, it's like if they were to truly honor who you were, they would get somebody that's very like that would gladly show up and pour in, to dedicate, to be loyal, bring peace. Um, Even like the person that you feel completely comfortable with in the bedroom, like this person would even feel like they would get something from you that no one else would ever get to experience. It's like it's an exclusivity to the energy, exclusive type of love and energy. Like I just don't allow people to experience me this way, or I don't just allow anybody and everybody to be my friend or to be my lover or experience me in a certain way. And not only that, there's a bluntness and truthfulness to you. Like you're straight up, like you're not gonna bullshit, you're not gonna sugarcoat, you're not gonna dance around. And I feel like if people really honored this, like they would, I feel like it's not about what they would do, but it's like if they only knew, because like I said, there's people that are intimidated by your energy at times, but they also feel rise, like a challenge to rise to the occasion and prove something to you. But once you like let down that, because this is not a facade, but it's like it's the entry point to you. So like if they get to the other side of your honey hot, your heat, and they kind of enter that realm of your softness, they might not be able to handle it. Therefore, they're not your people. The exploitative side of this energy could be people that only like your fire, they like your vibe, your energy, but they don't know how to hold the essence of who you really are. You know, they don't know how to handle the heart of you, the softness of you. So then again, it's like, well, that's on you. That's your loss. Ain't got shit to do with me. you know? Um, and I feel like some people really can't handle the truth, because I feel like when you really love and care about people, you're very honest with them. You don't lie to the people that you love. So this could be people that um they're used to taking advantage of people, or they're only used to the good time people, those that bring the fun and the spunk and all of that, but they're not ones to stick around for the depth. You know what I mean? They don't want to be too seen. Yeah, they don't want to be too seen. Okay. Because you have like a whole other layer inside to you, I feel like. And people that really know you, or those that you allow to come into your heart, there's a whole nother energy that they get, you know. All right. So how can you better protect your energy? How can you better protect and embody the sweetness without you self-sacrificing it in any way or allowing it to be exploited? Okay. You have the lust card, which is strength in this deck. I'm gonna pull a Venus or a Lilith oracle card for you after, but to embody the sweetness and protect it, it's like continue to be that fiery energy that you are. Like this is a part of like what makes you you, your goddess energy. Like you can't help it. It might be a placement in your chart. Um, that this expression is just natural to you, that fiery, spicy energy, that energy that makes people feel challenged, want to compete or compete for you to get your attention. That kind of sparks a challenge or sparks people to come out of their shells or insecurities or to take action. Specifically like masculine energies, like if they're too shy to talk, it's like you open them up maybe with banter or like being witty or saying something that kind of makes them feel like challenged, but in a good way, like they need to prove something to you. And to protect it is not to demonize it either. Like if people criticize you for this, or a person makes you feel like um your energy is like you're too much or you're too masculine, or it's like it can be like people might translate it in a negative light if they're the ones that feel insecure, if they're the ones that feel like they're not good enough, that the ones that may take offense to you, like um I don't know, because I just get like this witty, playful, but maybe like there's a comedian, like a online comedian girl that has this type of like humor and flirt. Like she's on Lip Service. I don't know if you've ever seen that. The Lip Services has Angela Yee on it. Um, what is her name? Gigi McGuire. I think she used to be a stripper back in the day. Anyway, Lip Service, like this show where they have like different guests that come on and they ask them all these questions. There's a girl on there that's new and she's funny. And it's like when guys aren't on there, she's like very bold. She don't care. She'll ask them whatever question. Like she can. She's not trying to be cute. She's not trying to come off anyway. She's just real. She's just honest and very confident in that sense. And that's kind of the energy that I get. And some men might not like that, or they might feel intimidated or insecure in that energy. And you have the Witch of Wands. The Witch of Wands. Um, Again, it's like it's a fiery energy. I don't know if you have fire in your chart or like a fire Lilith or something like that, but This energy charges people up. And people, it's like it can come off to the wrong people. It's like, oh, you're doing too much, you being too much, like to where they want to water you down, or um they can't take the heat. You know what I mean? So to protect it is like stay that same person, because those that can't handle it, they'll get out the kitchen. You got the same card as Mahogany, the Black Madonna, sacred dark goddess mother. So that divine goddess mother energy also, I feel like, plays a significant role in your energy, maybe over your divine protection. This also can be like you represent this like with children, like you as a mother, you as somebody that maybe, oh, you're Sag. Okay. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's called Lip Service with Angela Yee. Um, but yeah, I feel like as a mother, you are a gatekeeper. You are already protected as a mother, but you're also the protector. And not just of your children, but it's like those that you love and those that you care about. And I feel like it takes a special person to show reverence to this energy and to honor it. So don't change who you are. Don't try to wash it down or try to, because I feel like those that you care about, they'll see that part of you that respects and loves and is a safe haven for them. It's just those that are not ready for it, ready to meet that, match that, that will fall away, or they'll get out of the kitchen immediately because it's too hot to handle. Yeah. All right. Well, Miss Honey Hot, Miss Sweet Heat, I hope that resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. So I'm sending much love to you as always, sis. Thank you. All right. So, Miss Rosie, you were up next, and you have a, what was yours? Mirror, Mirror, Venus read. Okay. All right. I need to get your timestamp, and it is 1:26:43. Okay. I'm gonna have to convert these times in a little bit. All right. So, Mirror, Mirror, Venus, Spirit, send love, light, and peace to Breyonna, and close her energy out with love, light, and peace, with fullness and wholeness restored in her energy field. Amen. Ashe. Yes. You're very welcome. All right, Mirror, Mirror, Venus for Rosie. Spirit asks for permission to tap into Rosie's energy and what she needs to know and see at this time. What is the guidance? What is the message? What is the guidance? What is the message? Okay, so what do you need to see about yourself? Become that baddie, that divine goddess energy that you already are. Okay, so this is like glamour magic meeting soul depth. Okay, we're not surface leveling it. We're gonna go to the depth of it. Okay. So what radiant beauty or power that is within you that you've been underestimating? Let's see, divine spirit, Rosie's divine team, angels, ancestors, and guides. Thank you. You have the sun. All right, I'm gonna pull. Wow. Few cards are trying to come out. Oh, you got the girl, you got the Empress. The Six of Wands. Look at you. Okay. All right. So the radiant beauty or power that you've been underestimating, it's like you already embody a lot of that which you may not think that you do. So like your beauty or your physical beauty, sometimes you might pick it apart, but it's like your energy comes off as goddess like already. Like people might look at you as that. It might be not always like this soft goddess Aphrodite vibe. It might be like a very powerful goddess. Not saying that Aphrodite is not. Aphrodite is a different archetype of goddess energy. It's more soft, it's more flow. Although what I've learned is that even the most softest looking goddesses also have shadow archetypes about them as well. But Sekhmet is a goddess that terrifies people because she don't play about her cubs. She's very powerful, very striking in her energy. You feel it. So there might be something about your energy that you underestimate that's very strong, very powerful, maybe even intimidates people, in a way. Um, Six of Wands, like you already embody a lot. It's like something with your energy that you've been through a lot, or you've overcome a lot of challenges, and sometimes you don't even recognize that you have overcome these things already, that you already walk an embodiment of it. um could be something with a ruby that's significant, like a stone, like a ruby stone, that might represent something, or the properties of a ruby. It takes people that have strong personalities or confidence to be able to connect to you romantically and um platonic wise, or because your energy can intimidate people. It already comes off a certain way. So people, if they're insecure, they might think, oh, she thinks she's all that, or she thinks she's better, or she thinks she's smarter, or who does she think she is? And sometimes I feel like this about yourself, so you may seek to hide it or diminish it at times, or try not to walk in too much confidence, or truthfully the confidence of who you are, and you might pinch away at it sometimes. But for some reason I feel like you don't do it as much. You kind of stopped. I feel like you've distanced yourself from any energy that's made you feel that way, or people that have made you feel that way. What's a distorted mirror, maybe even like a false belief that's blocking you from seeing your full essence, like your goddess essence? What is a distorted mirror or maybe false belief that's blocking Rosie from seeing her full goddess energy, her essence? Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Again, like this energy that, and it's very humbling. I feel like we shouldn't just be walking around with our nose stuck up thinking we all that, even though we ain't, we still got some shit to go through, or to handle, or to work within ourselves. But there's a healthy acknowledgement of who you are, on the inside, not just the out, but like who you are as a person, and to celebrate that and to love that. And there might be like a humbled energy that actually is a block, where you might perceive it as like, well, I'm not that yet, or I'm not there, so I shouldn't, be a certain way, or I don't have a right to do this, or I don't have a right to do that. But in some way, it's like you're shortchanging yourself, you're undermining yourself. And the Five of Wands, going back to the people that feel some type of way about your energy, where it brings about maybe insecurities or jealousies. It may bring about comparison, like people seeking to compare themselves to you or strike at you. So this might be your way of surviving. Like, don't be so suspecting with your energy, kind of chameleon, chameleon type of energy, like shape shift in a way so that it doesn't trigger people. Um, this is what blocks you from fully embracing that goddess energy within you, or from you fully seeing it. Like, this cow represents fertility already. It's like you're very fertile in your energy. And yes, like you're still growing, you're still becoming, as we all are as humans, but you still have the milk. You still got it, you are that. Okay. There could be a Saturn energy, because this came out in someone else's reading. Or was it the collective? I don't remember. Um, could be something with Saturn placements that might be relevant or resonates with you, or to look into your chart, how maybe this is something you're working through, how this could be a potential block. Okay. So, what energy do you need to embody to fully step into your Venetian glow up? What energy do you need to embody to fully step into your Venetian glow up? Venetian. Let's see. What energy does Rosie need to fully step into? 10 of Swords, the Crone of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords. Okay. All right. So the 10 of Swords and the Crone of Pentacles. The Crone of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles in this deck. The 9 of Swords. So the part of like the energy, whatever is going to activate this for you, is almost like the worst is over. Not saying that you won't grow through things, but the toughest of something, or like when it comes to how you see yourself, like that's done with. Whatever you've had to survive and struggle through and work through, that's not your story anymore. That's not your energy anymore. Then the Crone of Pentacles is like, again, this is this statue is like a very popular fertility goddess, or I can't remember the name of it. It is like I think it's something of Venus. I can't think of the name of this statue. It has a name, and then it's a Venus, something Venus. But this is you already being revered. So if people were to see this statue today and they would represent this as like the standard of beauty, people would probably tear it down because it doesn't fit the structure of the skinny body. You know, it doesn't fit the shape that specifically America, Western society glorifies. Um, so there's something about your energy where it's like you might look at it as something maybe not negative, but something that you would probably not think, maybe not aesthetically, but maybe just energetically, or a perception in some kind of way that's not ideal in your eyes, or what you think is not ideal, when it's actually something that is revered in a way. Or like, let's say, um, women that are more outspoken or more sovereign are seen as a threat, but back in the day, those were the type of women that ruled the world, or that people um, would seek after, would seek their counsel, would revere them. It's like there's something that you carry that, though it may not be something that's fully acceptable in all spaces or completely the norm in some spaces, does not mean that it's not sacred, or that it's not useful, that it's not powerful. So whatever that part of the self that's most challenging to you is the part that most likely you need to embrace and embody, or at least that you're being encouraged to embrace and embody. Because it's like it's just is. It's an energy that doesn't need explanation. It is what it is. It's like, this is who I am. Like, you know, as some people get older, like older people don't give a fuck no more. They're like, this is who I am. This is my, they don't be giving a fuck. So it's that type of energy, like you're settled into this. And I feel it's not that you don't love yourself or that you don't accept yourself. There's some sort of energy maybe that you look at as a negative or a shadow about yourself, or what maybe other people have made you feel uncomfortable about, or you might have felt like you couldn't fully branch out or fully sit in an energy that you are without maybe somebody feeling some type of way, saying something about it, that spirit saying, no, that's the part that you need to embrace. That's where the power lies. Because there's like shadow energy. Shadow meaning like a hidden factor, a hidden energy, something that hasn't fully been acknowledged, or maybe something that you even run from, that spirit saying you shouldn't. And like going back to the whole milk reference again with that cow, and then this goddess, uh, she has really big, you know what? So there's something about like your abundance. Um, your energy is very fertile. You might have a lot of energy stored up, like different things that you're meant to birth out that maybe you haven't witnessed or seen in yourself yet, or even knew that you had inside, or that you were capable of certain things, or things that you could do. It's like a lot of stored energy. Let's see. It's like it needs to be extracted, but like to good use. Like, you know, when a mother's breast is full of milk, like the baby, that's how they're the source of eating, their source of food. But when a mother is lactating and she's not extracting the milk, her breasts become kind of swollen or heavy. So it's like there's something that is wanting like to be expressed, like it's gonna feed something for you, something healthy, nourish it. Let's see, the Lilith Oracle message for Rosie. Becoming whole again with conjunction number 36. So this becoming whole within yourself is like you meeting different parts of yourself and embracing them. Could be a part of yourself that you feel, it could be the opposite. It could be one side you feel like it's too aggressive, too much, too strong, or too intense or something. Or it could be like a part of you that you feel is too soft, or, you know, maybe comes off as weak. It's something that you're looking at as a shadow about you that's actually where your power is, where it lies. So the becoming whole again can also speak about your union, or your partnership, your connection with you and your partner, that may bring this about, or where both of you find wholeness in yourselves individually again. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, separation, division, and integration. So it's like these two energies, like whatever it is that you found, um something that you didn't really accept or embrace about yourself, it's like this is where your whole energy comes into line, or to activation, or I don't know how to explain it. I hope I'm making sense when I say this. What is this placement? I don't know what that is. Let me see. Integration. Let me see. Number 35. Raw and real honesty with yourself is needed right now. When separation oracle card comes up, you have an important decision to make. When you go through internal growth, and external must also shift. The separation phase. Okay. Yeah. So there's something about like two energies coming into one, or you coming into, like it said, like physical energy and internal energy. So, or external energy versus internal energy. So, whatever it is that you're coming into integration within yourself, the outer self aligns with it, or the outer circumstances align with it. But I feel like a part of your move also was to help you separate from a part of yourself that you no longer resonated with, or where like a part of yourself couldn't exist in that energy or thrive in it. So, yeah, that was a Neptune placement in that card. Yeah, separation was Neptune. So I hope that makes sense, or I explained it clear. But yeah, but that was your reading, your Venus mirror read. Yeah, something with the shadow self, or I don't know if you have like Scorpio energy or like Pluto energy. It was on point. All right. Well, good to know, sis. That was your reading. Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. You're welcome. My pleasure. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for popping up on the live. Thank you for the likes and the shares. If you guys shared this, or just the likes, the love, thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next whatever we doing. I'll make sure to put the timestamps up as well. Okay. So if you missed this, you guys can always come back and watch the replay, okay? Be blessed, be safe, y'all. If you guys want to book a reading with me, y'all can check out my website. If you have any questions about my readings, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to assist you or lead you to the right reading that you're looking for. Be blessed, be safe out there, y'all. Much love.